Good evening. The Southern Door Community Auditorium proudly presents Joe Mullins and the Radio Ramblers.
1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Well, I picked up my loan at 5 o'clock this morning and headed out of Nashville for the coast. Turned on my favorite early morning DJ, heard Rippin' Fever on the radio. Son, right then and there I got to thinking, daydreaming as I drove and sang home. No doubt my lot in life would have been different if I'd have been the guy who wrote that song. Wouldn't be driving this truck if I'd have wrote that song. This old bologna sandwich would be filet mignon. I'd have a Lincoln Navigator and a boat to tow along. I wouldn't be driving this truck if I'd have wrote that song. Well, I rode down a little ways from Flagstaff half a day before I got back on the road. With them Highway 40 blues, the son I had 'em, and then they played a good old country song. And I said to myself, well, I could have come up with that, and I just might when I get back home. I'd be on Easy Street and in the paper if I'd have been the guy who wrote that song. Wouldn't be driving this truck if I'd have wrote that song. This old bologna sandwich would be filet mignon. I'd have a Lincoln Navigator and a boat to tow along. I wouldn't be driving this truck if I'd have wrote that song. Wouldn't be driving this truck if I'd have wrote that song. This old bologna sandwich would be filet mignon. I'd have a Lincoln Navigator and a boat to tow along. I wouldn't be driving this truck if I'd have wrote that song. Well, I can do that stuff, and I just about had enough. I wouldn't be driving this truck if I'd have wrote that song.
That's called If I'd Have Wrote That Song. Our buddy Larry Cordell in Nashville sent that to the Radio Ramblers about 3 or 4 years ago, and lo and behold, we put it in an album. That was the Song of the Year for Bluegrass in 2018. Fond memories of 2018 and 2019. 2020, not so much. It was a rough one since about 51 weeks ago, and we've all been recalling where we were when we first found out what a pandemic was. But thank goodness that the bluegrass community worldwide has continued to rally and encourage the Radio Ramblers, and we're thankful we've got friends in Brussels, Wisconsin. That's just north of Green Bay. That's where you'll find the beautiful Southern Door Community Auditorium. They've presented bluegrass and a big variety of other roots music and entertainment for a long time. And Jeff Parker, you made friends with the folks in Brussels, Wisconsin.
Oh, yes, I did. Margie and Dale West.
Margie and Dale West.
Some great people, and we're glad to be part of this for these folks.
I believe Dale's got a birthday.
Dale, have you got a birthday? Let's sing happy birthday to him.
All right, let's see.
Let's do it right here.
Wait.
That's just for you, Dale. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Dale. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Dale.
All right. They are sponsoring our presentation tonight. We're so glad for technology allowing us to be in Brussels and wherever you are. If you're viewing on any of the Facebook platforms or on the Southern Door website, however you're finding our video and audio tonight, it's a blessing to be together. Our first time together to do a performance of any kind since Thanksgiving. We worked the road a couple of days after the Thanksgiving holiday. Spent a little time together in the recording studio in Nashville 6 or 7 weeks ago. Finished a couple of gospel songs for a new album. We'll talk more about that in a second. Let's get busy. Let's call on the big daddy of the Kentucky Mandolin Men. Jeff Parker, sing us a Bill Monroe tune.
Let's do it. Kick us off there. Just who used to be to you. Those cold, cold kisses that you gave to me, little darling, proved to me that you found somebody new. Now tomorrow is another lonesome day, though you won't be far away. Hey, you don't love me anymore, my darling. I'm just who used to be to you. I'm just who used to be to you. Those cold, cold kisses that you gave to me, little darling, proved to me that you found somebody new. Now tomorrow is another lonesome day, though you won't be far away. Hey, you don't love me anymore, my darling. I'm just who used to be to you.
I'm just a used to be to you. Boy, it feels good. It feels better every song we play.
It sure does. I never missed a note.
No, you didn't. Well, I did. Let's remember the Osborne brothers on a tune or two. What do you say? Let's try this one. Oh, the cuckoo, she's a pretty bird. She warbles as she flies, but I never give her water till the 4th day of July.
Jack of diamonds, Jack of diamonds, I know you of old. You have robbed my poor pockets of silver and of gold. Oh, the cuckoo, she's a pretty bird. She warbles as she flies, but I never give her water till the 5th day of July. Gonna build me a tall castle on a mountain so high, so that I can see my true love as she passes by. Oh, the cuckoo, she's a pretty bird. She warbles as she flies, but I never give her water till the 6th day of July.
tonight, but I'll be all right tomorrow. I'll be all right tomorrow. I'll be all right tomorrow. I may be a little bit tired tonight, but I'll be all right tomorrow. 'Cause my baby's coming home.
I got a letter yesterday, she's coming home to stay. Said she'd never leave my arms again.
I may be a little bit tired tonight, but I'll be all right tomorrow. I'll be all right tomorrow. I'll be all right tomorrow. I may be a little bit tired tonight, but I'll be all right tomorrow. 'Cause my baby's coming home. Tomorrow, 'cause my baby's coming home.
All right. Remember that hot rod ending. A Sonny Osborne model banjo, the Osborne Chief, has been commissioned and built for my friend and Bluegrass Hall of Fame member Sonny Osborne for many, many years. This is a Rocky Top model, and thankful to have a friend and dear old Sonny. And a lot of folks around the world have good banjos to play because of Sonny Osborne. Of course, he showed us all how to do it for many, many years, starting in my home neck of the woods. I'm Joe Mullins, by the way. I'm from southwestern Ohio, that area between Dayton and Cincinnati is where I grew up. Sonny and Bob grew up in Dayton after their mom and dad left Kentucky, started their career right there where the Radio Ramblers started about 15 years ago. You know, it'll be 15 years come May, our first gig as Joe Mullins and the Radio Ramblers. I look at the guitar player for that because he is a founding member of the show. Me and him and two or three more old boys started woodshedding about this time of the year in 2006 and figured out how to start and stop at the same time and stay in tune for most of a show. And we played a used car lot on the 20th day of May in 2006, the first Radio Ramblers gig. This is Adam McIntosh, our guitar man. The bass man came along about 7 or 8 years ago with the Radio Ramblers. If you're a bluegrass fan, you've seen him all around the world for about 30 years now. He's one of the top bass pickers in the country. Maybe you saw him first with Lou Reed or with Larry Stevenson or with the great Rhonda Vincent. Been a Radio Rambler for a long time now. And when we put a gospel quartet number together here in a little while, he'll sing the bass part. And I tell you what happened. I talked to his beautiful wife the other day, Jen. Randy and Jen and me and Tammy, we've all been married to be 34 years this spring. Yeah, buddy. But now this past year has been just a little different. And Jen told me, she said, the apple of my eye has become the potato of my couch. That's what she said, Pop. Well, we call him Pop. Randy Barnes is our bass man. Let's bring in the fiddle player here. He's been showing off already on the first 2 or 3 numbers. In spite of us not being able to tour, he had a pretty good 2020 because he's got a hit album out. The Ramblin' Fiddler, starring in Pieces, has a collection of his original instrumental tunes, and several special guests sang a few songs on the album, too. He's originally a native of Florida, of the Sunshine State, and been a Radio Rambler about 7 years now. We got well acquainted when he worked a long time for Bluegrass Hall of Fame member Doyle Lawson as a member of Quicksilver. He's going to play one of his original fiddle tunes. Our fiddle man is Jason Berry. All right, JB.
Right, here we go.
All right.
1, 2.
Lonesome Jason from start to finish. Lonesome little fiddle tune, a Jason Berry original called Sassy Frass. Where'd you get that name at, JB?
Oh, Josh Swift helped me name that.
Everybody knows Swifty.
Yeah, I was at my last weekend with Doyle Lawson and Quicksilver, and we were sitting backstage and warming up in the dressing room, and the melody just started coming to me, and Josh started playing along. He said, "Man, that sounds real sassy. Why don't you call that sassafras?" So that's where that came from.
And Josh is on that record.
Yes, he is. Yeah, Josh is on that tune, and I was very fortunate to be joined in the studio by with Doyle on this album, as well as Kristen Scott Benson, Karina Rose Longston, Becky Buller. There's a big long list of people, and I'm keep dropping names, and someone's going to have to pick those up for me, but they're all on there. They're all friends, and they're all my heroes as well. So
paid them all the big bucks to make a record with
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You on that That's the way you do it. Yeah, Randy played bass on the whole thing.
Randy's on it as well. Joe's on it.
I'm on about 3 or 4 tunes.
I'm not on that one, folks. They didn't need me on that one.
Eugene Markham's on there, I think.
Do what?
That Eugene Markham guy, he's playing on it.
Yeah, it's got another couple of tunes we'll do here in a minute for you. Jason, you got a website where they can look up your album?
Yeah, jasonberry.com. JASONBARIE.com.
Look at this. See here?
Yeah.
This was my Valentine's present for my sweetheart. I mentioned Tammy and I be married 34 years come spring. Valentine's Day was just a few weeks ago, and I got a new custom-built banjo strap built by Jason Berry Leather Works. Honey, he can do it all. He can play the fiddle. He built that fiddle. He built that. You got one too.
Yeah, she got me one too.
Oh, that's you. All right.
Yeah, I won't tell you how much she paid for that strap, Joe, but she did say it was a whole lot cheaper than a divorce. So,
come on, man. Anyway, all right, let's do a tune that I learned from my dad. This is called "Come Down the Mountain." Katie Daly. Come down the mountain, Katie Daly. Come down the mountain, Katie do. Can't you hear us calling, Katie Daly? We want to drink a good old Mountain Dew. With her old man, she came from Tipperary in the pioneering days of 42. Her old man was shot in Tombstone City for the making of his good old Mountain Dew. Come down the mountain, Katie Daly. Come down the mountain, Katie do. Can't you hear us calling, Katie Daly? We want to drink your good old Mountain Dew. Wake up and pay attention, Katie Daly. I am the judge that's gonna sentence you. Now all the boys in court have drunk your whiskey, and to tell the truth, I drank a little too. Come down the mountain, Katie Daly. Come down the mountain, Katie do. Can't you hear us calling, Katie Daly? We want to drink your good old Mountain Dew. I mentioned my dad. Dad was a good fiddle player and a great radio man. I worked in eastern Kentucky and then in southwestern Ohio. Dad was doing a recording session in the fall of 1962 in Cincinnati with a band called the Bluegrass Playboys. And an old boy handed Dad the Irish Tale of Katie Daly. And the first bluegrass record on that old moonshine gal was made that day in 1962. Dad's great friend, Dr. Ralph Stanley, made old Katie a jam session favorite just a few years later. We've been bringing her down the mountain for about 15 years now. We got this in a couple different recordings. Look online at RadioRamblers.com. And so to jail they took poor Katie Daly, and very soon the gates were open wide. An angel came for poor old Katie Daly and took her far across the great divide. Come down the mountain,
and down the mountain, and nevermore what the cool mountain dew.
There it is now.
Yes, sir.
Well, let's do one we don't know. What do you say, Jeff?
That works for me.
You up for that? We know that. We're supposed to have anyway. I've dropped a few tidbits of history from my part of the world. Southwestern Ohio has a musical legacy, and it's all about bluegrass. I said my dad started his career in Kentucky in about 1960. By 1964, our family migrated to Ohio, and Dad was an anchor part of the radio station at Middletown, Ohio, for about 25 years. Way before the Mullins bunch wound up in Ohio, there were hillbillies from all over Kentucky and Tennessee and West Virginia that landed those good jobs in Dayton and Cincinnati. And that history has been documented in a book called Industrial Strength Bluegrass. Industrial Strength Bluegrass is about Southwestern Ohio's musical legacy. Last year, pandemic or not, I was blessed to produce an album that carries the same title. It releases very soon on Smithsonian Folkways records. And you can just go to the website, industrialstrengthbluegrass.com, and you can learn all about the Bluegrass Hall of Famers who started in the same neighborhood the Radio Ramblers began in. We mentioned the Osborne brothers, Red Allen, Larry Sparks, for a time Jim and Jesse, Jimmy Martin, so many other of the Hall of Fame greats lived or worked or recorded in Cincinnati, Dayton, Middletown, Hamilton, Springfield. We're in Springfield right now. We're in Springfield, Ohio, at a nice community theater we'll tell you some more about in a second. But bluegrass has very deep roots in our area, and it's all chronicled and outlined in the book and the album called Industrial Strength Bluegrass. IndustrialStrengthBluegrass.com leads you to the details about the book and the album. We open the album with a tune that's all about that Appalachian migration. We ain't done this in front of God and everybody, but we're fixing to just for our friends listening tonight. This is called Readin' and Rightin' in Route 23.
1, 2, 3.
They learn reading, writing, Route 23 to the jobs that laid waiting in those cities' factories. They didn't know that old highway could lead them to a world of misery.
Have you ever been down Kentucky way, say south of Prestonsburg? Have you ever been up in a holler? Have you ever heard a mountain man cough his life away,
Digging that black coal in those dark mines, those dark mines.
If you had, you might just understand the reason that they left it all behind.
They learn reading, writing, Route 23 to the jobs that laid waiting in those cities' factories. They learn reading, writing, roads to the north, to the luxury and comfort a coal miner can't afford. They thought reading, writing, Route 23 would take them to the good life they had never seen. They didn't know that old highway could lead them to a world of misery.
Seen them put the kids in the car after work on a Friday night, pull up in a holler about 2 a.m. and see a light still burning bright. Those mountain folks sat up that late
to hold those little grandkids in their arms, in their arms.
And I'm proud to say that I've been blessed and touched by their sweet hillbilly charm.
They learn reading, writing, Route 23 to the jobs that laid waiting in those cities' factories. They learn reading, writing, roads to the north, to the luxury and comfort a coal miner can't afford. They
start reading, writing, Route 23 would take them to the good life they had never seen. They didn't know that old highway could lead them to a world of misery.
And I thank God for every trip back home, heading south on Highway 23. There it is now, a very personal story for me, because I grew up in southwestern Ohio, but we had to all get in that car on Friday night at least once a month and go see my granny and pappy down in Kentucky. And I'm thankful for those fond memories. A lot of that bluegrass history inside the forthcoming album, Industrial Strength Bluegrass. And the album includes just that one selection from the Radio Ramblers. But man, we got some star power. The Isaacs and Vince Gill and Doyle Lawson and Leanne Womack and Mo Pitney. They're all on this album. We want you to look for it. We got a problem. No, we're rolling? Okay. Little tech check here. All right, Parker, you ready?
Yes, sir.
Let's do as a train song. You know, the Stanley Brothers recorded in Cincinnati, Ohio extensively. They're part of the Industrial Strength Bluegrass story. Ralph Stanley started his solo career after the passing of Carter Stanley, hiring a guy from my neighborhood, Larry Sparks. A few years later, the great Keith Whitley was part of Ralph's Clinch Mountain Boys. You learned this tune from Ralph and Keith Whitley.
Yes,
You
sir.
got this in an album,
That's
don't
a
you,
good
Jeff?
one. I
What's it
do.
called?
It's called Catch a Train and Ride.
All right.
Here we go.
Go and leave me if you wish to, and I hope you're satisfied. When my heart starts breaking, I'll just catch a train and ride.
Standing by the lonesome river, thinking of the days gone by, how you left me, little darling, and I hung my head and cried.
Go and leave me if you wish to, and I hope you're satisfied. When my heart starts breaking, I'll just catch a train and ride.
Now where I'm standing, I once held you as my own, but the wine of that old heartache wrecked apart my happy home.
Go and leave me if you wish to, and I hope you're satisfied. When my heart starts breaking, I'll just catch a train and ride.
Yes, sir.
That'll work now.
That's a good one.
You can't beat a good bluegrass train tune. And you know, I think this little number right here was originally, there it went, hair and all. This was called Reuben's Train to begin with. We're going to try to do a little picking here. Adam just gave you a little sample of some hot guitar work. I ain't played this in a long time, but I'm a-fixin' to. There you go. It won't cost a penny extra if I'm in tune or close to it. I tuned the banjo down in D. Legend has it that this was the first tune that Earl Scruggs used when he developed that three-finger style that was the shot heard round the world by the time he got to the Opry with Monroe and the Bluegrass Boys. I'm going to try to play a little bit. Everybody gets to take a turn on this. Parker can play this. Adam plays the guts out of it. It's called Reuben.
bit later.
Okay, all right.
Joe Mullins right there on the big old 5-string banjo.
Oh. Well, let me get geared up here for sing a sincere song. We certainly hope you're well. We're glad you've taken time to find us on your device, your computer, your laptop, however you found the Radio Ramblers tonight. We're certainly thankful for our friends in Brussels, Wisconsin. The beautiful Southern Door Community Auditorium is presenting our online presentation this evening. Hopefully we'll be there with everybody in person someday soon, and we look forward to gathering again. If you want to know where we're going to be and how you can be a part of what's going on, be that virtual or live, all you do is look in online. RadioRamblers.com. Now, we got to practice it. Come here. RadioRamblers.com. That's a whole lot better. Yeah, that'd work. That's how you find out about it. All right. It has been a devastating past 51 weeks for everybody. This song came to us about 7 or 8 years ago. Thanks to Country Music Hall of Fame member Bill Anderson. Bill's been writing classic music for 6 decades now. This was our ticket to the Grand Ole Opry. We did a video on the song. It was a blessing to a lot of people. And the 27th of July in 2013, this song allowed us to make our debut on the Grand Ole Opry stage. It's blessed a lot of people. And hopefully it will mean something to you tonight wherever you are. It's called Some Kind of War.
She was only driving 20 on the highway into town. The man behind her honked his horn, saying, "Put that cell phone down. You're gonna make me late to work, and honey, I ain't got all day." He didn't know her dad was on the line, telling her her mom just passed away. It's hard to know what someone's going through unless you're standing right there in their shoes. It's not always on CNN or on some distant shore. Life itself can be a battlefield, and we're all fighting some kind of war. He sleeps out in the alley, out behind the corner bar. People look at him and wonder how he ever sank that far. The fire was 7 years ago when his wife and children died. And when he lost his family, he lost his self-respect and pride. It's hard to know what someone's going through unless you're standing right there in their shoes. It's not always on CNN or on some distant shore. Life itself can be a battlefield, and we're all fighting some kind of war. Lord, help me stop and understand before I rush to judge my fellow man. It's not always on CNN, it's down the street and right next door. Life itself can be a battlefield, and we're all fighting some kind of war. Life itself can be a battlefield, and we're all fighting some kind of war.
Some kind of war. You never know what somebody's going through. If you think you got it pretty bad, look around. You'll find somebody you can probably be a blessing to today. We'll do some gospel songs here in a second. Right now, I got a question for Jeff Parker.
I've got an answer.
You do?
Yes, sir. Just ask me.
Okay, all right.
You know, you was talking about earlier in the program about everybody being married so long, bragging, you know, and how many years. Do you know, Joe, I've been married so many times, wedding bells sound like alarm clocks.
Now, come on.
That's a while, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
Thank you. Back to you.
The Industrial Strength Bluegrass album features the Radio Ramblers. It's available at the end of March. We have an all-new gospel album we'll talk about more in a second. It comes out right before Mother's Day. The most current album, what a blessing. We had songs in the top 10 on the charts for 13 months. I have an album called For the Record. That's the one where we had a big hit with Dale McCurry about the guitar song. It includes this little number, too, we've had a lot of fun with. Yeah, they like this one at Larry's Country Diner. We did this for Larry's Diner. We recorded our television show with the crew at RFD TV in Nashville 51 weeks ago. That's where we were the day everybody started seeing all the headlines about states shutting down because of the pandemic. Here's my question for you, Parker. Come here now.
All right, I'm listening.
How come the Irishman would only eat 239 beans?
Because that's all he has?
No, one more would have been 240.
There you go. There you go.
The Ramblers are a classic.
That's okay. All right. This is called Bacon in My Beans, if I can remember it. First, let me say you're worth some sacrificing, and there ain't much I won't change to be with you. But I've got to say, you're asking me for something I'm not sure that I could ever do. I'll bring your mom to church with us on Sundays. I'll join the gym and try to stay real lean. But if I could, I'm asking one small favor. I've got to have some bacon in my beans. Bacon in my beans, bacon in my beans. That's how a country boy survives, so baby, don't be mean. I'll cut back on the burgers and make vegetables routine. But I'm gonna have some bacon in my beans. Well, I know that it would help my circulation, and hogs across the country would be glad. But beans without some salt and grease of some kind can only be described as really bad. I know that it's against your constitution. You've made it clear you think it's obscene. But I can't help the way my mama raised me, and I've gotta have some bacon in my beans. Bacon in my beans, bacon in my beans. That's how a country boy survives, so baby, don't be mean. I'll cut back on the burgers and make vegetables routine. But I've gotta have some bacon in my beans. See if you remember now. Well, Margie's been putting the bacon in old Dale's beans for a long time, ain't he? Happy birthday again to Dale West. Margie and Dale are friends, and they're sponsoring our performance tonight. Well, you know, I really love your vegan smoothies, and almond milk and raisin bran's just fine. I'll even eat your spinach quiche for breakfast, and your tofu lasagna with red wine. I know you're looking out for my best interest, but baby, there just ain't no in between. Now I promise you'll never have to eat 'em, but I've gotta have some bacon in my beans. Bacon in my beans, bacon in my beans. That's how a country boy survives, so baby, don't be mean. I'll cut back on the burgers and make vegetables routine.
But I've gotta have some bacon in my beans.
Bacon in my beans, bacon in my beans. Pinto, white, red or navy, and darling, especially green. I'll cut back on the burgers and make vegetables routine. But I've gotta have some bacon in my beans, so does Dale. I gotta have some bacon in my beans. Aha, there it is now. All right. Hi, Parker. You gonna sing another one for everybody?
Oh, I'd love to. Can I tell them about this song?
Sure.
All right, folks. We got any Waylon Jennings fans out there? Waylon Jennings. He did a song that I used to do years ago, and I'm still doing it. It's a big hit for me. It went all the way to cardboard. But anyway, we're going to get Joe to get us into this song right here called I've Always Been Crazy.
I can vouch for that.
All right.
And the trouble that it's put me through. Been busted for things that I did and I didn't do. Well, I can't say I'm proud of all of the things that I've done, Lord. But I can say I never intentionally hurt anyone. I've always been different with one foot over the line, winding up somewhere with one step ahead or behind. Well, it ain't been so easy, but I guess I shouldn't complain, Lord. 'Cause I've always been crazy and it's kept me from going insane. Y'all just hang with me now. This is the part right here that I want to sing to all them ladies out there watching us on the Facebook Live. Now we want to see those smiley faces and those hearts full of love and all them thumbs up. This is just for you. You know who you are. Beautiful lady, are you sure that you understand? Taking the chances, loving a free living man. Are you really sure you really want what you see? Be careful of something that's just what you want it to be. 'Cause I've always been crazy and the trouble that it's put me through. Been busted for things that I did and I didn't do. I can't believe you left me feeling so blue. 'Cause I've always been crazy and it's kept me from going insane. Take us out, boy.
Good job, Jeffy.
Thank you, Joe.
Play some mandolin tune now.
I love to.
You sang us a Bill Monroe tune a while ago, you being the big daddy of the Kentucky mandolin men.
Yeah.
I know this one's in the key of A, huh?
What do you got in mind there?
Well, I said Bill Monroe. There's a tune that you play really well, named after Bill, called Big Mon.
Oh, yeah.
And I think that's one.
It's been a day or two since I played that, but we sure will attempt it.
You've been playing it for, what, 45 years, ain't you? On
Look,
your
yeah,
big F12 mandolin.
Yeah, my F12 1949, folks, Gibson right here. Let me tell you just a little bit about it. I've been playing this since I was a young man, 12 years old, and I'm 29 and holding.
Let's eat it up, son.
One.
Picking from little Jeff Parker on his mighty mandolin. Just a couple more things for tonight. Let's get a gospel song, a brand new one, a quartet number. This just went out to the radio stations this week, and it's the opening number of a new album called Somewhere Beyond the Blue. A new gospel collection with everybody you see right here. Jeff joined our show 1st October, end of September, 1st of October. We've only done half a dozen shows at all with all the indoor venues not able to present entertainment like our friends at the Southern Door Community Auditorium who present the show tonight. Thank you so much for allowing an online platform for us to share a little bit of fun and a little bit of music tonight. The new album, Somewhere Beyond the Blue, opens with this tune. Learn this tune from Jerry and Tammy Sullivan and their friend Marty Stewart. Our quartet in action. Randy, you got your big bass voice back there?
Yeah.
Okay, he's ready to go.
Come a little closer, sit a while with me. And I want to tell you about a man from Galilee. He baptized by John the Baptist, born a virgin birth. He was a man that knew no sin while here upon this earth.
Hear Jerusalem calling.
Jesus is his name.
Tell me, River of Jordan, did you ever know that the Son of God was walking on your shores? That the Son of God was walking on your shores. Tempted by the devil, he offered him the world, but he would not trade his souls, he said, for diamonds, gold, and pearls. Hell could not hold him, he took away the key. He broke the bonds of sin when he died upon the tree. Hear Jerusalem calling, Jesus is his name. The wind is crying, hold me, trying to explain. Tell me, River of Jordan, did you ever know that the Son of God was walking on your shores? That the Son of God was walking on your shores. Sister, will you go? I'll take you to a healing stream where living waters flow. Make your preparations, you must be born again. That's the way that you can stay free from the world of sin. Hear Jerusalem calling, Jesus is his name. The wind is crying, holy, trying to explain. Tell me, River of Jordan, did you ever know that the Son of God was walking on your shores? That the Son of God was walking on your shores. That the Son of God was walking on your shores. That the Son of God was walking on your shores.
Hear Jerusalem Calling, brand new to bluegrass and gospel radio stations, opening track from a new album coming pretty soon. Hit E, yeah.
He can read your mind, Joe. He can read your mind.
That's perfect. Another great gospel song. We love music with a message. Adam delivers this song just as it should be. We want to take this into our hearts on this evening of the Lord's Day. And think about this as we start Monday and Tuesday and plow through another week under the circumstances that we've all been through. And we appreciate those that have kept the Radio Ramblers in your prayers the last 51 weeks. We look forward to a good fellowship with you again soon. In the meantime, be Jesus to someone today.
While traveling on in this world, our treasures are few. We may not have much, but there's always one thing we can do. Look to the Savior of man and follow his way. As you walk through life, be Jesus to someone today. Do unto others as you would have them do to you. Glorify God, let his Holy Spirit shine through. Serve thy brother in need and teach him to pray. As you walk through this life, be Jesus to someone today. When others others are tempted to sin, be watchful yet kind. Let not temptation to judge be first in your mind. Remember that Jesus was tempted by Satan to stray. Speak from a heart filled with love and keep to God's way. Do unto others as you would have them do to you. Glorify God, let His Holy Spirit shine through. Serve thy brother in need and teach him to pray. As you walk through this life, be Jesus to someone today. Be ever humble and ready to hold out your hand. Watch for those who have fallen and help them to stand. A brother in Christ is loyal, steadfast and true. Give of yourself, just as He died there for you. Do unto others as you would have them do to you. Glorify God, let His Holy Spirit shine through. Serve thy brother in need and teach him to pray. As you walk through this life, be Jesus to someone today. As you walk through this life, be Jesus to someone today.
Beautiful song, great message, none finer. Be Jesus to someone today. That's in our first all-gospel album called Hymns from the Hills. We have a gospel album called Sacred Memories that won a couple of awards. The new one, Somewhere Beyond the Blue, available come May the 7th. Whether it's a current or a pre-order on a recorded product, or if you want our full-length concert DVD that came available just about a year ago, or an LP version of our latest recording that is available from Billy Blue Records, you can look online at RadioRamblers.com. RadioRamblers.com. Follow us on Facebook, too, and please post those thank you notes on Facebook to the friends at the Southern Door Community Auditorium, Brussels, Wisconsin. They've presented our live online presentation this evening, and we're grateful for the sponsors, Margie and Dale West, friends of Jeff Parker's, and oh Lord, how we want to come and see everybody in Wisconsin and Missouri and Mississippi and Maine. And we do have a pretty good schedule after we get past the end of this month. So please do follow us online. We want to see you again real soon. Jason, let's play the Orange Blossom Special. And I say let's play the Orange Blossom Special because this is a whole lot of you and a little bit of us. We'll try to keep up. It's about the best we can do. Now, we want to, again, thank Adam McIntosh for working hard, Randy Barnes with his bass, little Jeff Parker, the big daddy of the Kentucky Mandolin Men. This is Jason Berry, our great fiddle player. I'm Joe Mullins. We're grateful that we had a little time together tonight. We want to see you again in person real soon. All right, JB, take us out of here.